Connection and clarity. These two words are fundamental concepts to create an amazing life. When you have connection and clarity, it is your priority every single day. Meaning, you wake up, you know what it's like to be disconnected. You have felt it. You have brought presence to almost fully understand the nature of how disconnection is born. For me, it's the essence of being too much in any certain thing. Now, what I mean is you could take thought, you could take a goal, an idea, a future vision. And if you're too much in that, you lose the connection to what gives you the capacity to create that. The things which you want, they're not bad, but if you build from a place of desire without connection, then you live in scarcity. You live in not having. What I notice in my life is this matters to me. I don't care how many people see it. I don't care about all the details. I care about taking the time and energy to articulate and conduct consciousness in a manner like this, whether it be writing or speaking. But I've been chewing on this lately in terms of, okay, me, Justin Agliscus, my future, my house, my career, my wealth. And I noticed one of the big traps that you can have, especially as technology continues to evolve, is you automate things that shouldn't be automated. Meaning, for example, I have an email list and there's a couple hundred, like 500 people on that list. Average open rate 50%. So 300 or 250 people open each email on average. I sort of started to get almost ungrateful toward the fact that 250 people on average read what I put out anytime I put it out. Like, the internet kind of skews 250 people right in front of me. Imagine that. That's a lot of people reading what I have to say. But my point is that this is something I've been chewing on lately of automating. What I've done is I've taken a lot of podcast transcripts and I've kind of educated the AI so that I could automate some of my emails. And I've been doing this for a little bit, and I get to a point where I realize I shouldn't be automating certain things. I'm sharing this with you, not in guilt, not in confession, but in realization, in remembrance, in awareness of, oh my gosh, taking the time to speak, to share, no matter who sees it. When I align myself and talk about what matters most to me, what my whole life is about, this charges me. This compounds for me. This makes my practical work, my money-making endeavors, so much easier and clearer just taking the time to point myself, to know and remind myself what matters most, what the truth is. So in the area of connection and clarity, you have that little story where you'll see it. Don't automate everything. Automate some things. But there are certain things in life that you're meant to find joy in that in other moments you'll be ungrateful for. For example, it could be washing the dishes or cleaning up after someone you care about. Things like that, right? Opportunities for you to view something that would otherwise create frustration or annoyance and view that thing in a new light. Learn to be appreciative for that which you used to not appreciate. It's this connection to gratitude, connection to just the bigger picture, seeing that compounding is in motion constantly. And it starts with your attitude, right? You take people, and this, of course, it's not it can be an oversimplification, so that's the disclaimer. But On average, you take wealthy, successful individuals, and the reason they are where they are is because their attitude, on average. Now, every once in a while, you'll stumble upon someone who's wealthy without health, wealthy without respectful behavior, wealthy with a terrible self image. You'll come across that every once in a while, but on average, the people who create beautiful lives of abundance and joy where they can share with others and they give without greed and they are generous and honest and they treat their neighbor as thyself. They treat thyself as thy neighbor. They understand that this world is built upon unity, even if it takes a lot of time, pain, and suffering to see that truth. There's always a form of awareness of attitude and mindset, and that you change what you see via where you stand. I can say it in so many different ways, give you so many different metaphors, but something in me is so obsessed with this, and I know it's not by coincidence, it's by a bigger design. And I know, like, a little backstory, not to get too personal, but a backstory. I remember being so obsessed with the fucking pyramids when I was younger. And watching my consciousness change through doing psychedelics in meditation and stretching and yoga the past few years, in reading these books, studying sages and saints and Christ and the Gnostics, realizing that this world is filled with depth and that depth is in your heart. And you know, without all the information, the stories, the Egypts, the history, you have to realize that there's something ancient within you, that there's a book of humanity written on your heart. And the only one who can actually read that and decipher it for you, for your soul, is you. So every day, there are these moments, there's these triggers. Look at the man, you see the man? There's these triggers where even that lovely guy, where is he? There he is. He, sometimes I notice frustration with him. He's my dog, he's lovely, right? He's a little young boy, he's a child, he's precious. And sometimes I get immature and I lose my cool, not in a crazy way, but all simultaneously, what I'm saying is we have an opportunity to learn through feeling what we regret, through listening to the story that our consciousness, our heart, our gut, our mind, our body is sharing with us. No, I'm not perfect. Yes, I like tobacco. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that just because I'm speaking means, oh, yeah. What I'm sharing here is the journey. What I'm sharing here is the appreciation for the path being created, for the steps being taken. You know, things can happen so fast, but for everything to happen overnight, you have to have been working thousands and thousands of hours. What I mean when I say that is life isn't about one thing. It's not about you getting enlightened. It's not about you getting the girl, you having the money, living on an island. It's all of it. It's you learning to appreciate that one day you won't be this age anymore. One day you won't have this job anymore. One day you will be in a completely different season of life. Just as we won't always be in winter and I won't always have gloves. And the hard part is, yeah, I say it. This is why I bring up the not perfect thing. Because I say it and it sounds like, oh, he must have it figured out. No, not necessarily. I'm just sharing, like, this is the fact. This is the nature of the world. And the sooner you can get with it, learn how to change. You know, I doubt when a snake knows it's time to shed its skin, I doubt that snake has any form of resistance. Like, oh, my old skin was so nice. I don't want to get rid of it. We have that, though. Humans have that. And it comes in so many different forms. A principle that I need to share with you, though, that's helped me a lot, is when you have an ending, there's always a new beginning. The reason I say that is a lot of the time endings are so hard, right? The snake has to end its relationship with its old skin. Maybe that's your old girlfriend. Maybe that's whatever. Maybe your dad dies. Like, there are things in life that are so crushing to our addiction to certainty, addiction to things not changing. But when you learn to really change yourself every day and connect, right? The real change is noticing your disconnection and realizing you have the attitude, the power, the awareness, the eye to change where you stand, what lens you are coloring your worldview through. And that happens through an act like this. Remember, I told you, I'm out here, I'm talking to a fucking camera, but I know this is going to reach someone. I know it's reaching me. Just the act of taking my energy, organizing it, ciphering it into this form of articulation. I don't know why else I'm on this planet, to be really straightforward with you. Like, this is what makes me feel so alive. And for you, I just share this because there are times in my life where I've changed my relationship to the things which make me feel so alive. And I've skewed my relationship to writing, to creating footage, right? For example, if I had a whole script right now, that shit makes me feel disgusting. So ultimately, this is the first video on the new channel. You know, I've had a channel for 3 years. I had a channel before that on the stock market. I've always been of this nature where I have something to share. I don't care when it reaches people. I don't care when it blows up. I know it will. I know there is impact in the time and energy that I am taking to put this out there. So this isn't about me. It's not just about you. It's about us. It's about connection. It's about unity. It's about change. It's about the spirit awakening in each of our hearts and seeing through the clarity of being an honest, authentic, genuine human being who does the work every moment to notice their own friction, tension, and pettiness within their heart, gut, and mind. I pointed up here, mind, heart, gut. Ultimately, I'm grateful for you. Let's see, what are we at? 15? That's pretty solid. I just know I need to create these videos. And on my other channel, I'm doing much more kind of not scripted, but structured videos. These ones, no guarantee on the frequency. I'm guessing maybe 2, 3, 4, one time a week, something like that. But I just need a platform to rant, you know? I got people who will listen to me in real life, good connections, but sometimes the man just needs the rant. And this stuff is on my heart. It's within me. It's what I care about most. So I also do have the podcast, but again, it's different formats, right? Different formats. And this is what I love to do. So thank you so much for listening. And if you enjoyed it, share it with someone who may also love listening. Let's go.